Hey guys, hey everyone, welcome to the Centre Bounce for this Sunday night live stream where we go over the games this week, the round 16 review, and have you guys come on, yes, you come on and speak with us about how your footy team did this week. All of them have come on, we're out of the buys. It was the full round of football this week, and yeah, I've been reading that Supercoach is scuffing up people scoring, and the comments come floating in. Causa, how's it going, mate? Thanks for coming on. Supercoach up at the minute as your score is wrong. Eddie, anyone having issues with emergency scores not being included? You are not the only person, Eddie. I am I'm in a group chat on Twitter with a bunch of other people in terms of Supercoach Brains Trust is what it's called, and we contribute to Honeyball, and a lot of people are in that exact same boat. People are missing out on their sub scores. So, yeah, it's interesting. There's no doubt that there you go. Same thing for Kevin as well. The score is wrong. I have to have a look at mine. I don't think I ended up using any emergency for me. Might have to do some manual mathematics here to see whether or not mine is wrong as well. But so far so good. It is. I don't know. Will be interesting. But yeah, it is a widespread thing. Supercoach has been having a few problems this year. But a few bugs, but there's no doubt, I have no doubt that they will get it fixed. Your true scores will come through. Don't worry about it. It will be fine. It will be fine. I have no doubt. But we're here to talk about the footy. There you go. Andy, once scores updated, I've scored 25-11. Very well done. Very, very well done. I didn't crack 2500. I'm on 2483. I had no donuts on field, so I don't think that would have been an issue. But 25, anything over 2500 is still a very good score this week. Well done, Eddie. But yes, the link is in the comment in the description of the video where you can talk. You can get on, click the link, you'll come into the room, and we'll be able to have that chat. And I probably should turn this on. There we go. So now it's official. All right. Scores I scored 25.05, but seeing 24.3 in a rank loss, I should have gone up. Oof. Look, like I said, I have no doubt that everyone is flooding the Herald Sun right now. Everyone's flooding the dev teams to get it fixed up. There's no way you're going to lose. There's no way they're going to rob you of 102 points, Causa. I have no doubt in my mind you will get those points back. Tone, mate, Laird ruined my weekend, bro. Laird, I was leaning Dawson. Of the Crows boys, if you went with Dawson, that would have been my selection. I should have stuck to my gut with the Lion King that is Neil. A lot of people's captaincy options failed this week. It's unbelievable, mate. All good. Don't worry about it. Cheese, massive love. Thank you so much, brother. Can't deal with anything this week after Saturday. I was gonna talk about it, man. I was gonna talk about it. It's yeah. It's rough. It's rough. I'm still hurting. I'm still stung. I'm still stung by that, man. But I'm rocking the gear. I'm rocking the gear because I'm really proud of what we did. I'm proud of the effort. I'm proud of the endeavor. I've got a couple of people waiting in the wings now, but I guess we'll talk Essendon because of you, mate. I was really proud of ourselves. Obviously, the first quarter we were getting absolutely shellacked. First quarter we were lucky to be where we were. To be honest, they could have been easily 4 goals up more than the margin at that time. But I just felt after quarter time we did so well to wrestle momentum back. We had the game more on our terms. We were countering, it wasn't one-way traffic like it was in that first quarter. And really, for the rest of the game, I thought we played a lot better than they did. I thought that we did a really good job. Um, I'd honestly say that the reason why we lost this game was not because of anything on field. I thought we lost this game from the coach's box. I thought the decision to bring Shield back, who hasn't played footy in over a month, to come straight back into a wet, highly contested game of football against a team like equal first on the ladder. I thought Shield as the sub was an interesting selection. I thought it was wrong to sub out Menzies, a small that can apply a lot of pressure, and to keep Wiedemann on the field. I thought that was a real stinker of a decision, to be honest. I think that was the wrong call by Brad. I've loved what Brad has done at our club. I've loved what Brad has brought to the table in terms of the type of football that we're playing, but I just can't help but feel that we lost this game on Saturday because of coaches' box decisions, not on field. Obviously, it would have been great if Nick Martin kicked the dribbler or handballed back to where the numbers were as opposed to kicking the ball up, but he was tackled mid-kick and it could have gone anywhere. So I'm not going to put a lot of heat and blame on him. But geez, Wiedemann gave us nothing. Him missing that shot from like 15 meters out, 9 directly in front. You can't. I don't care what excuse you have. I don't care if you're low on confidence. I don't care if your sister's sick. I don't care if it's raining. I don't care what reason you have. You got to kick those. You have to kick those and make the most of those opportunities. It was so wrong, and him keeping his spot on the ground, not getting subbed out, and Menzies getting subbed out, that was wrong. I thought we lost it in the coach's box, to be completely honest. The men, always forever rep. We'll always rep the gear, bro, 100%. And Wiedemann and Wright, yeah, I know. Look, the conditions weren't good for key position forwards, but my word, at least Peter Wright gave us straight contests because, Alir had his hands full with 2 meter Peter. And when I say he had his hands full, I meant literally had his hands full. He was, I don't know, Alir was playing to a completely different set of rules to everybody else. He was manhandling Peter Wright all night long. All night long, 2 meter Peter was assaulted. Nothing done for him. No free kicks to him. I'm not going to blame the loss on free kicks. Like I've said, ultimately, I'm putting the loss in the coach's box decisions. But yeah, you're correct, Rodney. Sam Wiedemann has just got no mongrel. There is no dog whatsoever in Sam Wiedemann. His confidence level is below the ground. He's underground in terms of, and he needs to go under. He has to go to the VFL. There is no other way to salvage him. He has to go to the VFL in order to find some sort of confidence there. What would I do with Wiedemann if I was Brad Scott? It's a good question. I'd send him to the twos, man. He needs to go to the twos. He needs to get some confidence. He needs to, because clearly when he's a real confidence player, and when he was up and about early in the year, he looked good. He did some good things for us forward in the forward 50. But you just seen he's been on a downhill. He's been on a decline for a number of weeks now, and that on Saturday night was Grand Canyon stuff. He was terrible. If Brad Scott really wants to persist with him, I wouldn't be against, and we're undersized in defense, for example. I wouldn't mind setting him into the back line to try and maybe read the play, have the ball come to him and have him attack the ball that way, as opposed to him trying to find and create something for himself forward of center. But ultimately, I don't want to change the mix in that back line because our back line mix has been pretty consistent and pretty strong. I reckon send Weeds to the twos and give a guy like Voss. I know Paddy Voss doesn't have, a lot of runs on the board, but I think you just got to give him a try. Could that lower his confidence though? I know it's tough. It's really tough. And I can see what Brad Scott's doing, trying to get him to play, trying to get some more consistency. We're looking to back you in. We believe you can bounce back. You got this. but he's been shit. Excuse my French. He's been just shit for a number of weeks now, and that tactic hasn't worked, unfortunately. His confidence is still lower than I've ever seen in any football player ever. So I reckon he's got to go to the twos and just kick goals there, get some wins for the VFL side, which has been really struggling, give some leadership to a young forward line in the VFL. I reckon that's probably the best way to be like, look, we'll give you a change of pace. This is not a punishment. We'll look to give you a change of pace, different environment, maybe put you in a leadership situation where you can be the man in the VFL, kick some goals, find some touch, etc., and then bring you back as soon as possible. I don't know. I'm hoping that might be the way to do it. Laird was auditioning for traffic controller. Probably. That was insane. Eddie, Neil VC was very good when 100%. As soon as Dunkley was subbed out, I thought, oh, why did I not stick to my guns and stick with Neil VC? I'm such an idiot. Theo got 24.56, thinking Decos into merit. Hope you're well. Yeah, Big J should be coming on soon. I haven't received any word what he should be coming on. Hey, Jen, how's it going? Congrats to your Pies. I know you probably were rooting for us to win so bad against Port to have you be clear number one. Sorry, we couldn't get that done for you. Yeah, Cam, a lot of people got their scores completely stuffed up. I have no doubt that will be fixed. There's no doubt about it. Harry, I've straight captain led twice this year for the 50 and 84. Harry, let me know when you're going to captain him so I can make sure that I don't captain him either, mate. Jen, I had Dacos captain but changed the Bont last minute before the Bulldogs game started. Yeah, mate, Bont is Bont, right? I can completely understand why you went with him, but geez, 114. A lot of our captains just did no good this week. It's just take it as an anomaly and move on. Yeah, I like Jamie Elliott's goal a lot. That was very clever. If Higgins' goal, which was a throw, could win goal of the year, then Jamie Elliott's definitely is up there. But I still have Ashcroft's goal as goal of the year. The Jackie Chan snap check side deep in the pocket, that's ridiculous. I still would put Ashcroft as number one. Is Nick Cox a chance? I want to give him as much chance. I want to give him as much runs on the board in the VFL as possible, Ross. He's got a developing body, and I just really want him to be sky high with confidence and to really knock the door down to get in. I'd give Elijah Sardis. Oh, Elijah Sardis, mate. He's a gun. Yeah, where is Cox? Through into his into playing support as ruck. Look, he's a long-term project. Him and Reed, both of them, long, tall, big boys, still growing, stress fractures. I've got no problems with them taking their time in the VFL. I won't say more about it, and I'll probably start crying soon. Himmelberg, what the hell, 84? I know. The reason why is because Big J messaged me during the game, effing Himmelberg. And there is no one quite like Big J when it comes to cursing people and cursing players. It's ridiculous. I can't believe it. Liver got a cook and robbed me some score. It is what it is, man. You can't be mean with him. Rowan Marshall 104 is ridiculous. Yeah, I know. I feel like Supercoach has its favourites and people that it fades. They clearly traded out Rowan Marshall this week. Mike, how's it going? Essendon kind of pressure when time is against them. However, we got Scott as a coach for a reason. I feel like he's just proving himself. Hopefully, we feel the hurt and come back stronger. That's the hope, Mike. That is the hope, that the players don't feel too dejected like we are able to use that negative energy, I suppose, to fuel it, to feed their hunger and their desire, and to learn from it for the next time. I hate using the word learn. Number of times, Woosha and Truck Rudden would use the word learnings all the time. Shut up. I don't want learnings. I want winning. But you're 100% right. He's done so much work for us. And I just didn't like another thing that I didn't like about what Brad did. Because I can give him praise, but you have to be objective. Ben Hobbs was killing it in the midfield. Hobbsy was killing it. He was probably the best mid on the ground. Why are we starting him on the bench in the last quarter and sending Shield in there? Just throwing him in there for just about every single centre bounce. That was wrong. Hobbsy was the crucial guy that lifted for us in and under to get us back in the game. To send him to the bench was just plain wrong. So as much as I love Brad, a lot of that loss was on poor decisions that he made. Jamie Elliott goal of the year. It's up there. Some people say that one. Some people say the Houston one. I still reckon Ashcroft's one is the best. I got this week was Dawson to Sinclair. But went Dunkley due to... Yeah, 100%. A lot of people would be the same. All right. A lot of the comments now, I started... Yeah, I know. But Parrish couldn't kick to save his life. Parrish could not kick to save his life, and it killed us. It just straight up killed us. Parrish is... I wish he had hands for feet, really. But, all right, we'll start getting some people on because they've been waiting very patiently. We'll start with coming on the last game of the round. Four boys took it all the way up.
What just happened? I don't know what happened to us. We just sort of fell off.
You tried to defend the lead. You decided to play differently to how you were playing in the first half. You went away from what was
we could have just blown the Saints out of the water.
Yeah, you choked it. It is what it is, and that's part of the problem with having won so few games. You had a lead, and you were like, "Oh, we can't lose it. We have to win. We have to hold this lead," and you ended up moving away from what was working.
I know, and poor Essendon. They were absolutely robbed.
Yeah, man. Thanks, Shannon. I appreciate it, man. It was hard sleeping last night. I've got to say, like, I don't know what it is with people kicking goals after the siren against us to win the game. It's happened 3 times. I can remember all of them. The Gary Rowan one in the goal square against Sydney. I remember, obviously, Jamie Elliott on Anzac Day, and then this one on Saturday last night. And I've never seen one the other way. When is karma going to come around and give us a win?
And, of course, Gary Rowan kicked the goal after the siren against the Dogs.
That's right. He's clutch. It comes in clutch for him. But you guys just couldn't kick a goal to save your lives. I mean, you had what? You were goalless in that last quarter. You had 3 goals in the third quarter, and they came strong with 7 goals. So, they're a good team, the Saints. So you gotta be proud of the effort.
I wanted it to be a close game, and now we've got ourselves 2 close ones.
Yeah, absolutely. And it was quite impressive considering that you had Tim Kelly out, right? So Tim Kelly was out, and he was probably one of your best midfielders. So for you to still put in that fight was really impressive.
Luke Edwards also had an illness too.
That's right. So Marriage came in, and Xavier O'Neill came in as well, and they seemed to do okay. I just feel like Oscar Allen dropped a couple of marks that he normally would have taken to win the game.
We seriously need to drop some players.
You have to drop some players, but who can you drop? Your waffle team got absolutely destroyed.
No.
What did your waffle team score? Like, your waffle team was like, oh my goodness, it was insane how to East Fremantle you lost to. So I don't know who's gonna
time with Geelong.
I don't know who's gonna who do you have to come in? I mean, you lost. All right, I've got it here. Your waffle team scored 31. East Fremantle scored 215. 250. You lost by 184 points. The waffle. So it's not like there's a lot of people knocking down the door.
That destroyed Sydney's record.
Yeah, exactly. So, mate, it's rough. It's a tough situation for you to be in. And you play Brisbane. And as Sportsnut says here, Eagles play Brizzy next week at the Gabba. They're gonna play. They're gonna have to play like they did today if you have any chance. Absolutely. I mean, that's
This is
gonna be rough.
just no chance for us to win it. No chance. We'll just get blown out of the water.
You just gotta
Just
hope
like
that you come in with energy, with effort. It's all about the desire right now. No one's expecting a win. No one's expecting a win, right? So it's all about coming in and giving them a real crack.
mm,
Yeah. All right then, Shannon. Thank you so much for coming on. Thanks for being patient. Um, best of luck to your team. It's obviously going to be a really brutal season this year. It's all about what you do from here on out. A lot of big list decisions have to be made, right?
such as the listings, some players might be coming towards the end of their careers.
Yep. That's right. Trying to trade out some players that have some currency to get some draft picks back the other way. You've got to
Some
commit to a
players in the
rebuild.
door.
Yeah. Show them the door because, yeah, Double Dummy's asking if there's any chance of you guys scoring this week, let alone winning. Is there a chance? Is there a chance of you scoring? So, look, it's rough.
But we just might get blown out of the water. Get flogged by like 70, 80 points.
Yeah, that's probably what's going to happen. But as long as you come in with effort, with heart, you won't lose any supporters that way. So best of luck to you and to your Eagles, mate. Thanks for coming on. Looking forward to talking to you next week.
Yeah, I know.
All right, mate. Have a good one. See you, Shannon. Poor Shannon. That's rough. Jeez. To be an Eagles supporter right now. You'd hope them getting some really high quality talent. Yeah, as you say, Double. You'd hope with the acquisition of Reed, things will change for him for the better. He's a revelation. That kid. He's such a gun. It's going to take more than just him though to get that team fixed. Jonas, mate, how's it going? Harry Himmelherd, the pick of the sheeple, got that bum in for 88, 72, 84. Can't believe people still got him this week. I'm just going to bench him for... Mate, Seamus Mitchell is absolutely killing it. I looked at that. He's a good hold. He's almost like a little mini primo almost at this point. But if you guys got Sheldrick, Sheldrick is almost like a full-blown primo. Gee whiz. 25-24 lost ranks. That's rough. How did Grandma go? That's actually a good question. I'm going to have to look at Grandma's team. Thanks for reminding me, Double Dummy. All right. We'll get the Duke on. Duke, how's it going, mate?
Good, thanks. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear, mate. Can't say it was a good week for your boys. Can't say.
Yeah. I think that'd be fair to say.
Yeah, I mean...
We definitely improved after halftime, though.
Oh, for sure. It was hard to do worse. Goalless in the first half, and they looked like they were up and about. You know, the Blue Baggers, they were up and about. Coming off the bye, they were fresh. They beat the Suns the week before, and they were playing with a bit of speed, a bit of quick handballs.
I noticed that too.
And they were sort of running in a bit of a wave there, so it certainly suited their game style. And you guys obviously struggled with a lot of repeat entries, obviously without Sicily, who is an absolute superstar. So it is completely understandable. If you guys had Sicily, I would have been more likely to tip you. But no, it's just, yeah. Josh Ward still did really well. He was, again, proving to be an absolute gun.
I don't know why he's not. He should be in our side more.
Yeah. I was surprised that as well. Correct.
Yeah.
Who made way for him?
I don't remember. Who was it? McGuinness isn't in the side right now, is he?
No, he was. He was the sub.
Oh yeah. Was Cam McKenzie playing?
No, Cam McKenzie was not playing.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he was. I loved Ward, tough nuts, clean below his hands, below his knees. You know what I mean? So quick little pick up handball. He got crunched a couple of times, but he's a tough nut. He got back up again and kept going.
Yeah. We really need to get games into him. Last year in Supercoach he wasn't great, but I think he'll be a really good player.
Yeah, 100%. Warple kept doing his thing. He got 26 odd disposals as well. So Warple's been working away over there in that midfield engine room. But where do you think was the big reason behind you guys losing today?
Well, I think getting 5. If we had gotten 5 goals rather than 5 points, we would definitely still been in it at the half.
Yeah, of course.
But
100%.
so that obviously let us down a bit. But I think our defense, we're just so inexperienced. I think our last 3 with Sicily, we've won, and our last 3 without him, we've lost. So.
Yeah, he is the rock. He is the cornerstone of that team. He does so much for you guys. Even when he's not the one who's been the one man on man, but he gives instructions. He leaves his man. He takes intercept marks. He's got a booming kick that can go over zone defenses as well. So, not having that voice out there. I mean, who's your most experienced defender back there? Is it Frost?
Yeah, probably. German Impey wasn't playing, but
No. And he gives you balance of half back as well. You know what I mean? You have a lot of experienced heads not playing. You guys already got very young very quickly over the off season, and then not having those senior heads as well. Jeez, just compounded everything. And they don't really have any young players, do they? Their youngest player might be Chincotta.
Yeah, but I reckon I'm happy to lose these sorts of games. Because I reckon in 3 or 4 years we'll be close to premiership side.
2-3 years close to premiership side. You heard it here first, folks. It was the Duke calling it in 2-3 years. Sportsnut says big reason was our foot skills, I think, and our defense isn't great. Blank and Frost aren't the best, but Denver Granger Barras kicked 4 as a forward in the VFL. So hope he comes in.
Oh wow! Didn't realize he could play as a forward.
Yeah, I thought it was top notch in terms of the key defensive stats. So for him to add this to his bow would be really impressive. Having a swingman of that caliber, a high draft pick swingman that can play in defense and forward.
How old is he?
Maybe you will be in contention in 2-3 years.
How old is he?
Demographic Jabras. I think he was in the draft. Was he drafted 2 years ago or 3 years ago? Jabras. He's 20-year-old. He's a 20-year-old.
Oh wow!
So he was picked up 2 years ago.
Nice. So yeah, our defense looks pretty good. I don't know about our forwards though.
21-year-old. Sorry.
Mitch Lewis is really good, but
100%. Yeah, Mitch Lewis.
Tyler Brockman's all right, but we haven't really got too much else going on in our forward line.
What's this? Frosty. Double dummy. Frost cost us too many times. If he could get rid of the costly turnovers, he'd be serviceable.
Couldn't agree more.
Sportsnut. Don't get me wrong. Mitch Lewis is a gun, but we sit it on his head too often. That's the problem with not having great kicks. That's what we're doing as well. We see 2 meter Peter pop it on his head. It's almost better when you don't have that key forward target that just simply magnetizes the ball to him. In not having that obvious target, you're forced to lower your eyes and hit leads and honor leads and stuff like that. So that's why you guys got so much better without Buddy in the team.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Double dummy, Denver Granger Barras and pick 3. Come on, Eagles. You want to trade pick 1. Oh, it's a double dummy. Wants to get rid of Denver. Mate, to get your hands on Reed, you'd be very happy with that sort of trade. Holy moly! I don't know. I don't know if the Eagles would accept that. Oh, mate, everyone's saying that the scores are correct. Thank you for the heads up, Kev. Jonas, Meek and Reeves had 60 of the most useless hitouts I've ever seen. Wow, they had 60 hitouts? Wow. 32 and 29. Absolutely. And they went in with no recognizable ruck, with no dedicated ruckman. So it was a shame that you couldn't really capitalize on all that hit out dominance. So, just because you have some ruckmen doesn't necessarily mean that you're gonna make the most of it. Look what happened last night with Port Adelaide. They just threw in Vicentini as a debut, barely 5 minutes before the game started.
Yeah, I know. He was no good though.
Yeah, so
I thought he might have been a alright Supercoach rookie for us, but
yeah. Oh, for sure. Max Binger's saying he thought Day was a good kick, but he's really not.
yeah, Day seems to just the moment he gets it, just chucks it on the boot.
It's that pressure. I don't know. I don't know what it is. Like he's got some legs on him. He should be able to stabilize, take a couple of quick steps to get away from something and then get the kick away. But I don't know. Maybe you guys were just under siege, especially early on. That the perceived pressure got to him, and the Blue Baggers when they're up and about and they're winning, the crowd goes loud and becomes very it gets in your head, and you start to feel like, oh, quickly get the ball in the boot. And he's still only young, Will Day. How old's Will Day?
He wouldn't be old. I think he's 22.
Will Day is 22 years old. Exactly. There you go. So he's still young in his own right. You know what I mean? Like you just give him some more experience, some more games under his belt, and I think he'll start to build on that. The composure over time. I think.
Yeah, hopefully. He seems to be a good player. Him, Newcomb, Connor Nash, Warple. We'll have a fairly solid mid.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And with a great forward line as well. Probably need some more smalls, right? Apart from Brockman. What other smalls have you got that are really dangerous?
None, really. Sam Butler, but he's not that great.
Yeah. Jonas, Denver Granger Barras is worse than the Chester Nero. WA boy was pick 5 or 6 plus pick 3. Maybe we could wheel and deal a little more. You got to give more. Yeah, I know you might rate DGB double dummy. And look, I reckon he's pretty good. And Cornsey was all in on DGB stocks. But for Harvey Reid, this guy's been touted from last year. Before last year's draft, Cal Toomey was raving about him, saying that he would have been number 1 in last year's draft as a 17-year-old. So I don't know, man. I don't think DGB, as great as he is, I don't think he's on Harvey Reid's level, mate. Chester was okay today for a kid who's not ready for AFL. Yeah, he really isn't. He really isn't. As Jonas says, he's a good runner, not a good footballer. Mate, it is what it is. So, who do the Hawks play next week?
I think we have Giants. I'm not sure. I'll check that.
Because yes, there will be another one without Sicily, right? When does Sicily come back?
He comes back in 2 more weeks, so not this one, the week after.
Round 18, okay. So you have to survive against GWS.
Yeah.
At Giant Stadium.
I'll be happy if we lose by less than 20.
Did you watch the game? How they played against Melbourne?
The one like a fair bit earlier. Oh no!
Yeah, I mean
like,
the Melbourne versus GWS, the one that happened today.
That game. Oh yeah, I was watching that one.
Having watched that, what do you think? They look pretty good.
Yeah, they did look pretty good. I thought without Clary, Demons look no good right now.
Oh, not enough people willing to do the grunt work. Freaking Tom Green had a field day.
Yeah, Jack Viney and Petrarca are doing like everything.
100%. Without them, oh my god, like it's not a team. You just feel like
Yeah.
they're leaving a lot to very few people. So the Giants are definitely look like they're playing well together. And they're playing at home next week against you guys. And as Sportsnut says here, you've never won at Giant Stadium, so they're looking pretty good.
Yeah.
It's unlikely for a win, right? Especially without Sicily. But their
Yeah.
forward line isn't sensational. When you look at GWS's forward line, I reckon Frost can match up on Hogan. No,
Yeah. He'll probably just pass the ball straight back to him when he gets it.
that's probably the problem. It's probably the problem. Yes, I reckon it might be a good game for Toby Green. Unfortunately,
Yeah. Hopefully not.
yeah.
Toby Green was in the last 2 minutes of the game today. He seemed to be doing some stupid things. Like
Toby Green.
yeah, he threw the ball away, almost gave away a 50. I think he might have headbutted Petrarca as well.
Yeah. Toby Green doing Toby Green things. Just when you thought he's on the straight and narrow again, nope. We're gonna go back to being classic Toby. But how have you seen the Hawks season thus far? It's been a pretty good season for you guys.
Yeah, it's been pretty good. I'm happy finishing. I wish we were still in contention for Harley Reid rather than being third bottom now.
Nah, you're not gonna win Harley Reid. I think the Eagles.
Yeah.
I think the Eagles have got him. Surely. Like the Eagles have won one game for the year. It's gonna be hard to see them winning more than maybe one more. Like, what's their run home? Like,
I doubt they win another.
Yeah, like by club, Eagles.
They've got
Scrolling
Brisbane,
down.
Richmond, Carlton, North, so they might win against North. But I doubt they beat Essendon, Freo, Bulldogs, or Adelaide after that.
Jeez. They're only one possible win, North Melbourne, but North have been looking good, as we're going to be talking with Causa in the next one. North have been looking really good. They've been very competitive. Their midfield has now added an extra piece. LDU's back in the picture now. So
yeah. She's on
playing
Zebra
WA.
annoying me from there every week.
I love it how Cadman isn't the best number one pick, I don't think. Yeah, I mean, Cadman just burst onto the scene as a very late bolter. Before that year, last year, he wasn't in anyone's top 5. And then last year, he just simply dominated and flew into contention as top 1. The thing is, they needed a key forward because, I mean, as you mentioned in this forward line, Hogan and Frost and Blank and Riccardi Green on Hardwick Weddle and Callum Brown, maybe. Well, there you go. So, but it's not a great forward line. It's really, like, Riccardi has not given them much. Hardwick.
Yeah.
Callum Brown was a defender that they made him into a makeshift forward. So it's not like they've...
What are the Giants doing? Are they trying to rebuild or?
I don't think they're trying to rebuild. Honestly, they've been very competitive for most of this year. I don't think they're looking to rebuild. I think they've got enough guns still on that list to try and push for finals.
I don't know if they're ever going to be close to a premiership winning side with this current team.
Well, if that's the case, then they're doomed to be middle of the table, and being middle of the table is probably the worst place to be.
Yeah.
And Tassie isn't far away, and they're going to be sucking up all those draft picks. So,
yeah.
I mean, they beat Adelaide. I don't know how they lost to the Eagles. That is ridiculous. Narrow loss to Carlton. Narrow loss to us. Narrow win against you. Narrow loss to Brisbane. They beat the Swans. Narrow loss to the Bulldogs. Smashed by Collingwood. Everyone loses to Collingwood. Narrow loss to St Kilda. They beat the Cats in Geelong. Narrow loss to Richmond. a fair win against the Kangas, a smashed Freo, and now a narrow win against Melbourne. So they've been very competitive. They haven't been blown out of the water in any game apart from the Collingwood game. And
Yeah, no one does well against Collingwood.
Yeah, exactly. So they've been very competitive. And where are they on the ladder? I don't think they're too far off. They're one game out of the 8.
They're like 12th or 13th, aren't they?
Yeah, they're 12. They are Gold Coast. No, they're 10th.
Oh, they
the
are?
Giants are 10th on the ladder. They're literally one game out behind us at 8th position. So, mate, they're surprising people. So I can't
What about
say...
Josh Kelly? What about Josh Kelly's shot from 70 out?
Mate, Josh Kelly is a freaking freak. He is a gun. If it wasn't for his injury problems and not being able to play out a full game, play out a full season, oh mate, he's up there with one of the best players in the comp. He is such a gun. So yeah, good luck to your Hawks next week, mate. Thanks for coming on. It was great.
Just a quick question.
Yeah.
I've got my team's being finished. It was finished last week.
Yep.
I have Jack Steele, so he's sort of a premium. Is it worth keeping my 5 injury trades or using 2 of them to get Matthew Johnson up to Callum Mills?
You're going to be using the trades anyway down the track for cover, and I think Callum Mills at that price. What's Callum Mills? I think he's like right on 400k. And so I reckon he's great value. I reckon go for it.
Who are the rookies this week? Is there anyone?
Let's have a look. Good question. Filter.
Maybe Cunningham from Carlton. He looked alright.
He does look good mid forward. They're ever since he's come in, they've been looking very good. And I know a lot of Carlton fans love Cunners and reckon he's a gun player. So, yeah, he's had a good week, 97. Obviously, I don't expect that from him every week. So he's definitely possible. There is Fogarty, who's also come in at the same time as him. They both look pretty good. But I reckon Cunners will keep his spot in the team. Everybody loves Cunners at Carlton.
Yeah. I don't know if I'll even though I have the money to, I'd say it's probably just worth banking 100k rather than paying up for a rookie like him.
There's Jack Williams, who's a ruck forward.
How much is he?
He's played 2 games. He's 123,900. 123k. So he played his second game just now against the Saints. So he's an Eagle. So it's a question of how long he lasts before he gets injured.
Yeah. I'll probably just go one of like Mullen or Dewar, one of the 102Ks who might get a game.
Yep. Sounds good. So yeah, 100%. I mean, yeah. Jonas Kangas won 2 games under a kick and lost 13 in a row. Looking good. That's probably why Big J's not here, mate. That's why Big J's not here. Yeah, dude, 102k DPP. Forget the rest. You need the money, mate. You need the money. It's not about having buy coverage right now anymore. You don't need those warm bodies. Just get the money. And do you have keys? Mike asks.
Me?
Yeah.
No, I don't have keys.
Neither do I.
I was so tempted to get him earlier in the season, but got talked out of it by some people.
The one that got away. It is what it is. Can't do much about it now. But yeah. Sports Nut. I know you don't want this brought up. Port are just finding ways to at the moment. There's something special going on there, I reckon. Yeah, there is. There is, the bastards. Look, they're a gun team, right? And we should have seen it coming. They made it to a couple of prelims a couple of years back. They started really slow last year, 0-5, but then they really, got back into gear, played really well. They've got some guns in there. We already knew they've got guns in there, like Butters, Rosie, etc. They add Jason Horn Francis, who is a gun, again, contested ball winner. They're at a point now where their captain doesn't have to play. Their captain's not playing, and he's still being their captain. So, absolutely, Port are doing wonderful things. You can't win 12 games in a row and be like, oh, this is a normal team. Like, they've been doing it all over the country, which is a sign of this is a team ready to take on finals. Congratulations to them. Definitely proud of my mob for taking it up to him, but they were cleaner than they were cleaner than us, and they made the most of the opportunities late in the piece. We didn't. So congratulations to them, the bastards. That was a super finish by Houston. What the hell, man? What the hell? He kicked the ball like 60 meters with a wet ball, not directly in front. Like, classic Essendon way to lose, mate. Jonas Parrish 0 goes 4, Petrarca 0 goes 4, loses, mate. You don't compare Petrarca to Parrish, mate. Parrish can't kick to save his life. Don't disrespect Petrarca like that. But yeah, cool.
Well, if you look at the replay of Dan Houston, he ran off his line a lot.
The thing is, he started to the left, and then he moved onto his marker. Right. So it was technically legal. You're allowed to start off your line if it means that you finish on your line. Now, he might have been off his line by like a little bit.
He was on the right side of the line when he finished.
I know, but they're not gonna call play on there. They're not gonna.
There were a few close moments, like Zach Merritt that might have been called high.
That was high, man. That was absolutely a high tackle. Absolutely. We all screamed at the TV. That was high. Oh boy, that was high. And it's just like, it's a lot of minor things. I know a lot of Port Adelaide supporters might be like, oh, Butters got held, blah, blah. I don't know. I thought 2 meter Peter was held a lot. I thought there was a lot of manhandling in that game. That just wasn't called. But it is what it is. Tough game. You win some, you lose some. If it's close for Essendon, you tend to lose most of them. But it is what it is, mate. It is what it is. Such is life. Cool. Thank you so much, Duke, for coming on, mate. It was good to talk to you. It's been some time.
All right. Thank you.
Have a good one, mate. Enjoy the rest of your week.
You too. See ya.
See ya. Bye. Alrighty. Global. I was close to tears, man. I was close to tears. If I didn't have guests over at my house, I probably would have. Watching it with my cousins, with my brother. We just sat there and hugged each other. It was brutal, man. It was brutal. We're in it together, though. We're in it together. We bring on our next guest. It is the man, the myth, legend. That is Causa, mate. How's it going?
Good.
Very, very good. How was your take on this week's game between North Melbourne and the Crom?
Oh, it was good for like the first half, and then I was just getting like so annoyed how they were just dominating after the third and fourth quarter.
Yeah. Well,
we're only 6 points in it, and I thought,
I know,
here we go, we got a chance here.
Absolutely, and then they just pile on 5 goals to your 1, and then it was 4 goals to 2. So they sort of did what they had to do. Playing Adelaide at Adelaide Oval is a very tough ask. They love playing there, and absolutely, as you said, it was very competitive for most of that first half. So you got to take a lot of pride in matching it with these guys who very nearly should have. They could have beaten. They probably should have beaten Collingwood the week before. So they're a gun team, the Crows.
Yep, they sure are. Yeah,
I reckon they're gonna. Are they the ones that are gonna make finals? Do you reckon they're gonna make finals? They're
on
the ladder. So I reckon
they could. Because I was trying to work it out with my dad earlier, who out of Melbourne, Bulldogs, I think out of Adelaide, which of those 3 are going to make that fourth spot?
Yeah.
And, like, it's like pretty even. Their draws are like there's one way, but it could come down to the last round where, depending on what Adelaide is, how much they beat West Coast by, could help Adelaide come fourth or whatever. That's what I reckon.
Yeah, I haven't done the ladder predictor yet. I probably should because, as you
No, I
say,
haven't done
that
it for a while.
fourth slot, now that Melbourne lost, to the Giants, that fourth slot is wide open.
Because I had Collingwood
Melbourne,
first a
St
few weeks ago.
Melbourne, St Kilda, and the Bulldogs all on equal points,
Yeah, but I
fighting for
reckon
fourth spot.
Saints can drop. I reckon Geelong is still a sneaky chance to go in, and Saints could drop. That's what I reckon.
Mate, the Cats would be in the 8 this week if they beat the Swans. Thankfully, they only drew, and we managed to hold
that
in.
was. I was watching that game, and I thought, oh my god. I was like, because I tipped Sydney, and I thought,
Right.
oh my god, is this my 9 tips going out the window?
Yeah.
And then when Robbie Fox misses, I thought, oh my god, it's going to happen here. They're going to lose.
How did he miss that? Wide open goal square.
And then Hickey's like 15 meters in front, and he misses as well. It was just like goal after goal. And then it was just a pain. And then I thought, and then it came down to the wire, the Melbourne Geelong GWS game, and that lost me 9 out of 9 tips.
Me too. Me too. I had 8. I had 8 out of 9 as a result of that one. But Sportsnut here says George Wardlaw should win Rising Star if it came down to effort. He gives 110% each contest.
I agree. I agree about that. He took them on for sure. And then he even tried to take on the tackler, but then he couldn't. He still tried. And then obviously won the ball. But yeah, he was pretty And then like Taron Thomas, oh my god. He should be playing mid. He should be playing mid. He should be playing mid.
Yeah, he should be. He really should be. I mean, he's a classy player, man. And I love the way he picks the ball up and runs. He can pick up a ball at pace. He's really impressive.
That first quarter, I thought, oh my god, he was going like kicked 2 goals in the first quarter or whatever, and was like on fire. I thought, here we go.
He was going bananas, mate. So I mean, 94 Supercoach points. He had 23 touches, 1 tackle, 10 contested possessions, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
So that's
I know.
Really impressive.
Yeah.
Look at this. Jonas. Kangaroos last win, March 25. West Coast last win, March 26. Roos 13 losses in a row. But losses. You compare your losses to West Coast losses, and it's just like the energy and the feeling behind your losses and their losses is so far apart. It's like ridiculous.
Yeah, there's been like even in some of those like even with Giants, we were close for like so long, and then we get pushed out. Then we came back against Collingwood in the last quarter. We still had fight, even though we were like 50 points down at one stage and stuff like that. But
should have beaten Sydney. That loss to Sydney shouldn't be there. No loss to us, really close as well. Like you've had some real tight contests that have gone down to the wire.
And then obviously West Coast was a close win as well earlier in the year, and then Freo was the close win, and like it's just been painful with those ones where we are like getting like smashed, and it's not fun to watch.
No. And then Sports not here, and Clarko comes back next week, doesn't he? So that will help.
No, apparently they're saying it's a few weeks. I've heard with the whole strategy, it's like a few weeks he's going to be coaching from home, and then it's sort of like he's going to be, I think it's about round 19 or something like that. They've predicted or something that he's going to come back.
oh, pretty good job to be able to coach from home and still get paid the big bucks to coach from home, mate. I wouldn't
for the
mind
next bit,
being
yeah.
Clarko's spot. That's not too bad.
Yeah.
Fox couldn't hit a 500-pound heifer in the ass.
Oh,
But he can hit a post. He can hit the post from 8 meters out, though, Jonas.
oh God.
He is much too precise. That is unbelievable. Like the Swans
was so
wanted to
pissed.
lose that game.
I think so.
Like Hickey couldn't kick the ball as well.
Campbell had it pretty easy in the last quarter. He went
Correct.
for a missed.
Yeah, the game is tied. They need a point to win, and Heaney kicks it out on the full. Like they had like 8 shots on goal, and between Heaney and Hickey, and collectively they scored 6 behinds with 2 on the full.
I think something like that. Yeah, it was ridiculous. Yeah,
and they had the team had 4 or 5 shots within 10 meters, and they only converted 1. Like it was so stupid.
The one was only Campbell's one. It was only
Correct.
Campbell's goal in the last quarter.
So stupid. We were watching that game at a pub because we were recording for Fancast.
Yeah,
Sub for Fancast if you haven't subscribed already. So we were recording it for Fancast, and then we went to the pub afterwards and we're watching the game that they had there, and we were like, oh! And like when Fox hit the post, we were all like, oh my god, he's kicked the goal! No, he's hit the post! Oh, I threw my beanie.
Yeah.
I threw my beanie at the TV at the pub. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it.
That was ridiculous. I thought they should have won that by a mile.
100%. But thankfully, it was a great result for everyone who is fighting for the 8. Because now you look at who's fighting for the 8.
Well, because Richmond now lost. Now they're in the bottom 4.
Yes, correct. So Richmond bottom 4. So Carlton still in with a sniff. Unrealistic, but they are.
Unrealistic,
the Swans.
The Giants get a top 4 pick as well so far.
Correct. The Giants are now at 10th on the ladder. The Cats, they're a draw ahead of the Giants. Yeah. The Freo Dockers a game out of the 8 still. The Suns are still a game out of the 8. You know, it's such a logjam. Oh my god!
It's all the way down to Richmond's 26 or whatever. And
correct. Richmond also 26. So you've got St Kilda, Dogs, Adelaide, Essendon, Geelong, Giants, Freo, Gold Coast, Sydney, Carlton. You've got 11 teams. 11 teams are still fighting.
Yeah, I know.
Wow. What an awesome year. Richmond have got Sydney this week. Carlton have got Freo this week. Gold Coast have Port. Freo have Carlton.
Bulldogs have
Geelong have North. We've got Adelaide.
Bulldogs have got Collingwood.
Bulldogs have got Collingwood. St Kilda have Melbourne. All of these teams are fighting for these spots, and they're all playing against each other. It is
in the last part of the season. It's a lot of them are playing each other at the end because not many are playing.
Even this week, 4 versus 5, 6 versus 1. 7 versus 8, 10 versus 11, 13 versus 15. You know, it's all real close games this week. Good luck tipping 9 out of 9.
Oh yeah, I think so. That's going to be this week's one of the tough ones. I've even tried to look so far to do it early, but I can't even decide what to tip because there's so many potential ways that it could go.
100%. Honestly,
that's why I reckon there could be some upsets. I reckon.
Yeah, Richmond at home at the MCG versus Sydney.
But we'll get Dusty back most likely.
They should get Dusty back because he had flu. So I reckon Richmond get up for that. They play the MCG really well. So I reckon maybe Richmond win that one. Doggies versus Collingwood at Marvel.
Yeah, so Bulldogs could have an upset, I reckon.
Yeah, because the Bulldogs love Marvel. Collingwood don't play much at Marvel. Collingwood play most of their games at the G. So that could be an upset there. Brisbane hosting the Eagles. is probably as sure as the sun rising tomorrow.
Well, that's going to be so boring to watch.
Yeah, don't watch that one. Giants v Hawks could be a
that's going
close
to be
one.
good. That'll be good.
Saints hosting Melbourne at Marvel. Like Melbourne don't play Marvel often either.
No,
They play
no.
MCGs. So
Yeah,
that's also
and then,
an interesting one.
Yeah, yep. But North v Geelong.
North v Geelong in Geelong.
Geelong.
Come on, North.
Oh, I hope so. But I'm just at least I'm looking forward to, like, we've got Hawthorn and West Coast still coming up in a few weeks.
Correct.
So I'm still happy about that. So
100%. So no Harley Reid for you. Sorry, mate. No
Harley
Reid.
No, I never thought so. But my dad reckons he thinks, we should lose so that we get Harley Reid. And I say, no. That would be the worst.
You must have been cheering for West Coast. You must have been cheering for West Coast so hard today.
No, not really.
No?
No.
So that you might get Harley Reid.
Oh no, I never said we wanted Harley Reid. I never said that.
Fair enough. No. Double Dummy says Giants v Hawks could also be a 10-goal belting. No Sicily still. Line should be at +30. Yeah.
I think the West Coast one already was 70. The line was 75 plus or whatever.
Already.
I saw that 75 plus or something for the Brisbane game.
Oh boy, such is life, man. Honestly,
I had a few weeks ago, I did with one of my mates the ladder predictor, and I had Collingwood only losing 2 games, and that's what happened so far. And because I said Collingwood, he said Richmond was going to make the 8 for sure, and I said no, that's not going to happen.
Sure.
And, he said that for sure at the time, because this was like 2 or 3 months ago, and I said, nah, they're not going to make the 8, and I had them like really down low as well. And so I think it was pretty close. I don't think I had Port winning, because I think I had Brisbane second or whatever, because I didn't think Port was going to win like 12 in a row.
Oh, neither did I, and they shouldn't have, but they're a good team.
But I had Dan Houston this week.
Yeah.
My team.
Can we take a moment of silence for number 2 rank? Did you? You brought Houston in this week?
Yeah, for Marshall, yeah.
Oh, well done. Can we take a moment of silence for the number 2 rank this week, who was number 1 before Supercoach fixed their score and got shuffled down to number 2? No way he loses $2,000. No way.
Yeah, I think that's what happened, yeah. Yeah, there was another guy. Yeah, I think that's what happened. Yeah.
But surely they don't automatically transfer the money directly into someone's bank account. Like, surely they...
I don't know. I've never been close, so I don't know. I can't tell.
Yeah,
so
the closest I've ever been was number 50th last year. I was like 52nd. For the weekly one time. So they've never been that close, but there's no way they lose $2,000. Oh no.
Oh, that's no, because I remember them being. I remember that guy. Yeah, I think so. I was on that. It was ranked. I don't know what happened, but something happened, and he went down. I think. Yeah.
Jonas, Dusty Martin has never been the same after he ran into Mitch Robinson, injured himself. Thievin Marlin back already. What a steal, mate! I sort of made the joke on the Thursday night stream. I don't know if you caught it, Jonas, but I thought, Richmond might steal this game back.
I remember that.
So I'm not sure how many people caught that one, but so look, he couldn't steal anything. He was shit.
He was horrible.
My friend, Alan Pickett. He was
horrible.
Like, you could clearly see there was caught on the mind. You couldn't
I
tell that with Taron Thomas. Taron Thomas played as if he was a man who walked free from jail. Clear conscience, attacked the footy. Whereas Stephen Marlin, as you call him here, geez, he was seeing prison bars, man.
Yeah, it's hard sometimes.
Yeah, exactly. So he was crap. So you guys got the Catters in Geelong. They really shouldn't have won. They shouldn't have drawn that game. They looked pretty bad against.
Sydney. Oh, they did. Yeah.
So, look, they're not in great form. So you would say, you guys have been pretty good, very competitive, great midfield, putting in the hard yards. But the problem is they're playing at, if it was at Marvel, it'd be one thing. But when they play in Geelong
or Blundstone Arena.
or Blundstone Arena, but when they play in Geelong, it's like they grow an extra leg,
I know.
an extra lung. They just become a different creature.
Yeah. They hardly lose there. They've only not many underdogs win there. It's only been really Giants, Freo last year.
Yeah.
And not many else lately.
They have a quota for number of losses a year, and that's it. Once they've reached that quota, that's it. No more losses at home. We're cruising to the grand final, basically. All right. So we're tipping maybe Richmond to beat the Swans. We're tipping. I still back Collingwood.
Yeah, back Collingwood. Yeah,
I still back Collingwood. Obviously, Lions to beat the Eagles. I reckon the Giants get the job done against the Hawks.
Yep. I reckon
Saints v Melbourne.
I reckon. But depends if I don't know if Clary's back. I'd say D's, but I don't know. But Saints are good at Marvel, so I don't know. But Saints do.
He won't be back. He won't be back. Clary won't be back next week. I'm sure of it.
Okay. So I don't know. Maybe Saints. I don't know. But that's I can't. I don't know who's. I need to wait to see the end.
That's an 8-point game.
Yeah. Because I always wait to see the teams to tip sometimes. And then Port should win pretty easy.
Yep. And then Geelong, unfortunately.
I haven't tipped North since round 3.
Well, there you go. Us hosting Adelaide, it just doesn't get easier for us, does it?
It should be a win, but it should be a win to you guys, but because Adelaide have been not good away, but you never know.
You never know. And then Freo hosting Carlton.
I think Freo should be, but
they play good at home.
No, Nat 5 as well. Nat 5's.
Well, Nat 5.
Oh, that's the worst trade in over Windhager. It was over Windhager. I had the option, and then someone told me out to go out of it. It was a joke.
I told you. Between those two, it's Windhager all day, every day.
Yeah, I know. I should have listened, and yeah.
Jonas, Saints almost out of gas. It's that time of the year, mate. But it's different this time though, because they've got a different coaching lineup, different coaches box, and they've got Ross the Boss heading it. I can't see a Ross the Boss team gassing out halfway through the year.
I don't think so. No.
You said Tom Green was gassed out. And then Tom Green went bananas the following week, Jonas. Now that you've said that, you watch St Kilda going to bounce back and beat Melbourne.
Well, they could, because it's at Marvel. It's not like it's the MCG where Melbourne play good. It's not their usual. They hardly ever play. I don't think many times. I don't think they've played at all. I don't remember them playing at Marvel this year.
And and because they like the width of the MCG because they've got great wingers that can utilize the space and do these really clever, like Lockie Hunter is also really good at finding pockets of space and hitting up targets with those. He takes the 45-degree angle kick. That's obviously harder at Marvel. So, the Saints are in with a chance. Absolutely.
No, they haven't played at Marvel yet. It looks like
Melbourne have not played at Marvel all year this year.
No, because it potentially could have been Essendon v Melbourne. I don't think that would have been Marvel, but I mean that was the only other option that it could have been. But that obviously was at Adelaide Oval.
Correct.
But it's the first one they've got. So one.
Ooh, look at that.
Yeah, for the whole year. That's the only one for the whole year at Marvel.
Oh, come on, Saints.
It's crazy. Like, because
why won't Clary be back? I think Clary wasn't. I don't think he was super close for this week. So I think that means they're still going to be conservative with him next week.
So.
I think from what I've heard from word on the grapevine, that his injury wasn't 1 to 2, it was more a 2 to 3, and that would and leading towards 3. And obviously, best case scenario would him be back in 2. So I don't think he'll be back this week based on what I've heard. Jonas, Yo and Fife made of tissue paper. Who's next? Wow. Who would have seen that coming, Jonas?
Well, Abs is a bit stuffed now because he had Yo and Fife.
And Fife.
And no trades. And I thought, oh, my God. When I heard the Yo news and his video, oh, my God. Luckily, he had an extra player there to deal with it. But, I mean, it's still pretty bad.
Absolutely. That's why we've been saying all along, you never trade in injury-prone players. If you're going to have someone injury-prone, you start them. So you don't use trading them in and then trading them out again. So you start them.
That's me. I've done that twice. 2 trades for 5. It'll be.
Naughty.
Yeah, but I've got Childrick as backup, so it's all right.
That's fine. Clary out. 100%. No Clary for Melbourne is so... I mean, if you think about it, Clary is such a gun. If he was in anyone's team and he was suddenly out of the side, it would be a massive hole. It's almost like if LeBron James is taken out of any basketball team that he's playing for.
Yeah, that's
when
true.
When you're used to having such a superstar gun in the middle of everything and suddenly they're gone, of course the team is going to be negatively impacted as a result. He does so much heavy lifting.
It's been like Sparrow playing as the third mid or whatever.
Yeah. And that's not his role.
Yeah.
So
he's normally like a winger guy that,
Absolutely.
It didn't look good. It didn't look like it was hard for them to get clearances out of the middle today.
Exactly. So they've got now a midfield coming up this week when they play Saints, who've got Crouch, Steele. Who else is going through that midfield for?
They got
for
Ross Winhager,
good ruckman as well. Rowan Marshall is a great ruckman.
And then sometimes, and then if you have Sinclair goes in the middle sometimes as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's not going to be it's not going to be super easy as well for them to just waltz the ball out. And they better win that because then the following week, I think they go up to the Gabba to play Brisbane. No, they host Brisbane at the MCG.
No, because last time they played at the Gabba earlier this year, remember when the lights went out?
Correct. The lights. Jonas, Jack Steele will go down soon, probably keep playing, but will score crap.
Sometimes this is his disposal efficiency sometimes lets him down as well. That was like some of the players this week. Like Dawson, in the first quarter, gives away 2 kicks to the North guys plus 1 smother, was on for the whole game. He had the disposals, but his disposal efficiency was 50-something%, the same as Bond. So they couldn't skyrocket in getting the right.
Same as Brayshaw. Brayshaw had 108 fantasy for
Brayshaw this
coach. Yeah.
And also the problem with Brayshaw was he got stuck on the bench in the last quarter as well when it was tight as well. He got stuck for 8 minutes or whatever as well.
Jeez.
It was him and Sean Darcy or something like that.
Yeah, Bontempelli had 51% disposal efficiency.
Yeah, I know.
51 for 114.
Yeah.
What a gun. What a star. If anyone else had 51 disposal efficiency, they'd probably have 40 points or something.
They'll have a Will Day. 65.
Yeah, exactly. So freaking look, I didn't score the best this week because just about all my players had poor disposal efficiency this week. What did I score? I ended up scoring 24.83.
And then it's also people having keys over Cameron this week makes a difference as well.
Yes, exactly. Oh,
so
Cameron.
Oh my God, the problem was I was watching that game live, and for some reason, Billy Frampton, I don't know what happened, but Billy Frampton, normally he's a defender. But what happened was they played him.
Played him forward.
No, they played Cameron forward and Frampton a lot of ruck for some reason.
Oh, was that?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
crap. Well, then.
So, and then when Jeremy Howe got subbed, Frampton went back, and then that's how Darcy Cameron started scoring a little bit better.
Ah.
Yeah.
Yikes. Let's have a look at the hitouts.
And then Cox played a lot of ruck as well.
Yeah. Billy Frampton only had one hitout, though.
Yeah, but one hit out. But I mean, he was in the. I know he was playing a lot ruck and forward, but he might have not got the hit out. But
gotcha. Darcy Cameron, terrible first half. 13 outs with 14 disposals. Paid him 3 frees falls. Yeah, I don't know. It's rough. Yeah, Darcy Cameron let me down this week. Himmelberg.
Mine was Sard. Sard was going all right. He was like 50 at halftime, and I thought, here we go. He's going to do something. And then that again. It's just been the worst. Like, worst trade-in was Doherty to Sard when he was like 590, and it just killed me for the whole time when everyone's got, like, say, Luke Ryan there or someone else that's scoring better.
Yeah. I mean, Sheasel 79, Himmelberg 84, Laird 84, Brayshaw 80, Mulday 65, well. Briggs 87, Cornelio 86.
Briggs lost a lot of points because what happened was he obviously was on the bench for like 6 or 7 minutes in that fourth quarter, and then he tries to take it on and then gets the holding the ball and loses like 12 points in the.
It's so tough.
12, 13 points. He was looking like, I know.
He's a gun. I'm so happy I have him. Honestly.
Yeah, I traded out Marshall. I thought, I think this was the right. He wasn't looking good in the first quarter, 11, and then halftime 50. I thought, here we go.
Exactly.
I just got a dilemma. Yeah.
Typical Flanders. He waits until everyone gets rid of him to
he was good again. He was good again.
I mean, same thing with Nazaya, Wangan, Miller. Like he's had a great.
He didn't play as good today.
Until today, 68. Yeah.
Yeah, he slowed down a bit. Yeah, couldn't.
He still had 22 touches.
Yeah, but he
63% efficiency though.
Yeah, it wasn't good efficiency. Yeah.
So it's just one of those weeks where a lot of great scorers just weren't captain, like Nick Dacos, Stewart, Merritt.
No one thought of those players is the problem. Like everyone
Neil was the one as well. Like Neil was that 50-50 call that people had on the Thursday night. Do we go Neil or Dunkley? And that
everyone wanted to go. The problem was everyone wanted to go Dunkley into Laird was the most popular choice, and like everyone did it. So most people obviously did it, and that obviously didn't work. So
correct.
And so that's why everyone's like bunched together in like 2,500. So no one's going up heaps with the 2,500 scores.
Correct. It's actually ridiculous. I couldn't believe it.
I thought I was going to get 2,600 today. At one stage, I thought, before today, I was 1,900. And then I thought, here we go. I've only got 6 players to get 700 points in that time.
Yeah.
And then when Will Day was on 65, I thought, nah, that's over.
Yep. Hopes and dreams all dashed. But as I was saying, like on Thursday night, I was talking to my mum and had the game on in the background, the Brisbane game, and all of a sudden I just see the commentator saying that Dunkley's been subbed out, and I'm like what? I like freaking did like a backflip. Like,
I was
what?
the same.
Dunkley subbed out? What the hell?
But then he still got scaled up 10 points.
I know. Thank God.
Because I thought for sure. After he was on 97, I thought, here we go. He's going to get to 130 and we're going to take his captain.
Absolutely.
That's what I thought was going to happen. And then I heard when he was taking, obviously, his shoe off, because they're up so much, they subbed him. And that was like today, like Curnow could have got more goals, but he got subbed out.
That's right. Just protecting their players.
Yeah, and then, but I think it was wrong that Todd Goldstein got subbed. But anyway, that cost us, I think.
Yeah, Switchblade Kowski. Not bad, Jonas. I like it. I like that. Pretty good. Yeah. So someone asked how my grandma's team did. I don't even know. Let me have a look.
Hopefully, it did all right. Because how high it is.
Oh, she's ranked very high, but unfortunately, unfortunately, Wines did really shit. He only scored like a 50.
Oh yeah, because he didn't really touch
scored.
the.
No, she scored 24.87 this week, so
Okay, yeah.
she's dropped 49 spots. That's not too bad.
Oh, that's not too bad.
Captain on Bontempelli.
Yeah, I'd captain on Bon as well.
Also, for my grandma's team, I'll show it here.
Okay.
Let me just share. Let me present this screen. So for her, freaking Sheldrick went 102, right? So we're like, we've got to get Sheldrick on. Who's the least likely to score well? And we thought, Cornelio against Melbourne, he shouldn't do well. Let's put Marich on. There's no way Marich will be the sub. He's a key forward. No. Next thing we knew, freaking Tim Kelly laid out and Marich comes in. So Marich
something funny. I saw something even funnier than that, where someone in their on the AFL Supercoach Nuffy's page, there was like someone who had Dunkley emergency 145 in AFL fantasy and didn't realise that Marich, so subbed on Marich and missed the 145, and then someone else had Sheldrick 102 in Supercoach, but subbed on Harrison and who got a 0.
No.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, they did, because they thought Harrison wasn't going to be the sub. And he came on, obviously, and didn't. Yeah, he got a 0. Yeah, so the 102, he doesn't get the 102 because he gets the 0 because Harrison actually played.
Yeah. They didn't watch our stream because Jen confirmed that he was going to be the sub for sure. But so we tried to get Sheldrick's 102, ended up missing 10 points on Cornelio. Still wouldn't have been.
Yeah, but it would have been good if you could have had Drury down in the forward line.
Yeah.
Well.
But Sheldrick had already played. And I thought with Marich dropped, I thought there was no way Marich was going to be the sub. He's a key forward. Why would you have a key forward be the sub? But then they had the late change. And at that point, Cornelio was already playing. Cornelio was already playing at that point. So, thankfully, Marich scored a 76.
No, he was good. He looked good.
That could have
went up 40K as well. It looked like.
Yeah.
What I said, 40K. So yeah.
Yeah. So not too bad. Not too bad at all. Double dummy. I know. Why would I not swap Madden? That's a very good question. I thought Darcy Cameron was going to do well. I thought Darcy Cameron against Gold Coast was going to get a lot of points around the ground.
At the start of the week, you don't expect Marich to actually play. Like you don't think this. Like who they had as the emergencies, it would have been, I reckon, O'Neill would have been the sub.
100%. I looked at those emergencies. I'm like, there's no way Marich is going to be the sub. It's definitely got to be O'Neill. So I'm thinking, I know versus Wits, but it's around the ground, around the ground work. Versus Wits, he would have run Witsy off the ground, mate. I reckon for sure. So Wits obviously would win the headouts, but around the ground, definitely back in Darcy Cameron's running ability. He's very good, and he can push forward and kick a goal. I take 102 for DCAM every day. Look, yeah, probably, but I thought Cogs was going to struggle against Melbourne. I just thought Cogs was going to struggle, and he did. He only scored 86.
I think the best play out of that would have been Cogs, I think, because sometimes he can go big, but a lot of the time, like today, he was doing like a lot of backwards kicks, which wasn't getting lots of points as well.
Correct.
So,
correct. Like, look at, against against Gold Coast, they're ranked 12th for conceding points against forwards. So, I just thought the percentage play was getting rid of Cogs, keeping DCAM. I expected a great win for Collingwood. And I thought, when you get a win,
but you
most
thought,
of your
the problem is you didn't think when after Sheldrick went so good, you'd think DCAM would have done all right because he's been doing all right lately. You wouldn't have thought he would have gone like a 60.
No. I mean, you look at his last few weeks, he's got 107, 92, 105. When he's coming back from his injury. So this was a slow return from his injury, building up, and then he's been really good until this week. So I thought it was
a one-off.
Most upside there, but it is what it is. It is what it is. Obviously, Sheasel wasn't super clean. Rids in torrential rain.
Oh, he was not. It was hard for Ridley.
Yeah, for sure. Double dummy. Actually, Cogs for Drury and Wines looked the right play. Of course, with hindsight, right? With hindsight, you see everything how it happens. With hindsight, I would have told the boys. I would have told Nick Martin, don't kick the ball out. I would have told Nick Martin, handball backwards with hindsight. But
but you don't know. You don't actually know that it was going to rain. Like even only that spot. I was looking at the radar last night when the game was on. There was no rain, but only they must have had one patch where it just bucketed down at the MCG. Yeah, it was, and I thought, where's all this rain? There was nothing there.
Yeah. I was looking outside of my window like, what the hell? It's so you could barely see the footage because the rain was coming down so hard. I looked out my window, clear sky, no problem. It was literally just over the MCG. But we managed to play all right still. Couldn't.
I agree.
just couldn't get the job done. Far out. That was Where is it?
Yeah, it was hard. It was hard when you were getting Houston running around. You couldn't catch him. Then you couldn't catch Kane Farrell. When he kicks that goal, oh my god! And then
I thought we were done here. I thought we were done when Darcy Byrne-Jones kicked that goal.
Yeah, I thought you were too.
I thought that's it. We're cooked. We've dropped the bundle. They've kicked 1, 2, 3, 4 goals in a row. They've built out the lead. We're screwed. We're done. But this here, I was so proud of. This fight back, refusing that. We're gonna keep fighting it out.
I was getting so nervous. I was watching it on the TV. I was screaming and everything because I was so down because I had Port tipped and I thought, oh my god, I need this. And then when I thought they gave that deliberate, I thought, here we go, this is gone. Here, I thought I think they pay it too much. I think deliberate too much. Well, especially in that GWS game, how many 3 or 4 to Melbourne, and you think that was
stupid. That's unbelievable. Yeah. And then where was it? I mean, this behind here. So we kicked the goal. And then we got a wide open shot to Darcy Parrott. Wide open. And he could not kick to save his life. On that. He couldn't hit a target, even if his mother's life was on. Not even his own life. If his life, his mother's life, his father's life, everyone's life depended on it. He could not hit a target. He missed that, and I thought, oh no.
And then Sam Wiedemann.
Sam Wiedemann. This one here.
15 metres out, yeah.
15 metres out.
I don't know. I think they need better forwards. I don't think it's been working, Peter Wright and Sam Wiedemann as a duo, because obviously the last 2 weeks has been 0 goals. Both of them have got 0 goals. And it's sort of not working because they sort of haven't had it for the whole year. So they got to sort of work it out.
Look, I think Two-Meter Peter was completely manhandled all night long. That was ridiculous. But look, it is what it is. That's right. It's not working because Wiedemann isn't providing us with anything. That's part of the problem. Double dummy here. Plus side is Bombers will learn a lot from it. Next close one there will be better. Well, you'd hope so. You'd hope so. We've had a few close losses even this year. It doesn't seem like we've learnt from it, mate. Jakey, mate. Jake, if there's any, heck, you don't have to be a Saints fan. If you're a fan of football in general and you like to hear eloquent takes on the game, whilst also looking at a pretty face as well, please head on over and subscribe to Saints TV. The boys over there put in an absolute mountain of work. And if you're a Saints fan and you haven't subbed to them, do yourself a massive favor. They had the club president on. They actually spoke to the club president.
That's cool.
You know what I mean? So you got to head on over, watch Saints TV. They put in a mountain of work. That I was thinking of you, Jakey, in that video, mate, in that game. I told you early on, I told you before the game on Friday night, it's a danger game. Just get the points and come back home without any injuries. That's what it is. Whenever you're playing against the Eagles or someone like that where you're expected to win a lot, doesn't matter. Just go there, get the job done, get the points, and come back home.
So I thought it was going to be before the game when I thought Kelly's out, I thought, here we go. That's going to be 50, 60-point loss. And then I thought, oh, crap, when I was watching it after the Melbourne game, I thought, oh, they're up by 20 points. I thought, this is weird.
Yeah, that was. But look, the fact that it was about this point here where they started to stabilize. They were struggling to get goals. It took a while for them to get into it. But you could see that it was a slowly trying to work their way back into the game.
Yeah.
And then they just did enough. Like, I had to wash my car, but I couldn't wash my car. I had to watch this last quarter. I was glued to my phone screen. I had to see how this game would end. And they blew a few opportunities going inside 50, the Eagles. And Oscar Allen dropped a couple of marks they probably should have taken.
Yeah,
and
was right.
The Saints made the most of their opportunities, I thought. They defended really well and desperately, but going forward, and that's always been their problem, going forward, apart from Oscar Allen, no one kicks goals.
Yeah. Well, today it was Marich and then Elijah Hewitt as well.
I loved him. He flew, Elijah Hewitt. There was he almost took a mark of the year. So I also love this. I love this this gear, this kit.
Yeah, the Indigenous one,
The Saints. That is one of the best ones. I love it. I know they ditched the white, but that hits hard.
I think the yellow makes it better than
it
white.
Does. It becomes the real Aboriginal flag colors. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Wow. Yeah, that's well done to the Saints. That was really good. Sinus will change everything. I really hope so. But you know what, Michael? I want Hobbs to stay in the midfield. I don't want Hobbs to leave that midfield.
Good. He's like a good player.
He is our Wardlaw. You know what I mean? Like, he is
agreed.
Not quite as brutal as Wardlaw, but he's our pretty boy Wardlaw. You know what I mean? Like, he was so good for us in and under in the contested ball and where are the stats? Player stats. But the problem is, look at the time on ground. Where is he? Where is Hobbsy? Hobbs' time on ground was 68%.
I don't know.
Way too low. You know what I mean? Like, Jai Menzies the sub. Jai Menzies subbed out. Dylan Shield was the sub. Vizentini subbed out. So he literally had the lowest percentage on ground apart from the subs and the people subbed out. And yet, in that 68% time on ground...
I didn't think that.
Yeah, neither did I. I thought it was going to be a late change. But in that 68%, the lowest time on ground out of everybody else not subbed or being the sub, look what he did. 23 disposals, a mark, 4 tackles. What's the TC? I don't know what a TC is. But
TC
he was is
I don't know. Doesn't say.
What's a
I don't know.
TC? They give us a legend and don't tell us what a TC is. What the hell? Yeah, but mate, Hobbsy had such a game. I thought he was our most influential.
He's been good lately.
Yeah, I thought he was our most influential midfielder, and we took him out of there just to put Shield in as the sub. I thought that was a bad play. I didn't like that at all. And so as a result, I'm going to go to Bombers. Where is he? Contested possessions. 13 contested possessions.
There you go.
For 68% time on ground. The
That's
lowest out of everybody else. He had 13 contested. He had more than Merritt. He almost had the same as Parrish. And look at the disposal efficiency difference. 20% more.
No, he was pretty good.
6 inside 50s. 8 score involvements. He had 4 intercept possessions. You know what that means? The guy was also running both ways. So
he was.
We needed him. We needed him.
I don't know.
So that was it was wrong by Brad Scott. That was a mistake by Brad. We must take the goal in the last 5 weeks. Jonas, man, weed man he needs to get off the weed. He needs to get off the weed.
Hearing that, or like he should. I was like watching Kane Collins and in the round so far, and he was saying today that apparently they reckon Wiedemann should play more VFL because he's not. They don't reckon he's not up to it at the moment.
Absolutely, he's not up to it at the moment. He's given us nothing. Like what has? Let's have a look and see. What has Wiedemann given us? So we'll go.
Not many goals.
Not any goals, that's for sure. Where is he? Where is Wiedemann? There he is. Sam Wiedemann. 1 contested mark.
That's terrible.
3 inside 50s. No freeze. 3 score involvements. 1 tackle inside 50. Disposal efficiency. He had 9 touches.
Yeah.
9 touches, Sam Wiedemann. 1 mark.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
7 kicks. 1 marks. One tackle. 4 hitouts. Disgusting.
Yeah. He had 71% time on ground, yeah.
Yeah, so he's not giving us anything, which sucks.
No.
Double dummy. It takes time. I rate B Scott very highly. I was gutted when you signed him. Oh, geez, dummy. I was happy when we signed him too. I thought I wanted him more than Hurd. I wanted him more than someone untried like an Uze. I wanted someone with experience.
Yeah, I thought you were gonna get him eventually. I thought as well, but he was all right for North. I thought wasn't too bad.
He took you guys to 2 prelims.
Yeah,
that's pretty good. That's better than any coach that we've had in quite some time.
But then gets rid of like Brent Harvey at the wrong time as well. Is the
that's
true.
That's
the one I was like. I thought like it was him and like Drew Petrie. I reckon could have gone another few seasons. I thought Brent Harvey could have got to 450, but then I thought
Look, he's done a lot of good for us. Like we look at the
no one expected like people thought Essen was going to be like bottom 4 or like near there.
Yeah.
So who would have thought they're going to be vying for an 8 and could win their first final in 6,800 days or whatever it is?
I know. Yeah, we got good win round 1, decent win round 2. Look, that's not a bad loss. Saints are a decent team, losing by 3 goals there. Beating the Giants, who have shown that they're a decent team. Beating Melbourne, that came as a complete shock to me. This game, we
Should have
choked
had
it
it.
away. We're up at 3/4 time. Choked it away. 5-goal loss to the Cats is respectable. Kicking over 100 points, that's not bad.
Yeah, it's still good.
Lost by 5 to Adelaide to Port Adelaide over there.
Oh, that was a good game. That one.
That was a good game. This one was our big blowout. We were with them. We were in front at halftime, and then they just
I remember that.
blew us away there. That was a dream. This
Sammy
was
Durham.
good. Sammy Durham. This one was a heart and mouth game where we were at.
Oh yeah, it's going to be interesting the next time.
Oh
few
yeah,
weeks.
for sure. That was great. I love this one. This one was disappointing, and this one is just heartbreaking. So, overall, it's been a decent season thus far. Like I can't complain. As you say, no one tipped us to be in this position.
No.
Fighting with Geelong for a spot in the 8. You know what I mean? Like, it's pretty ridiculous.
And who would have thought, like, Geelong coming off premiership, losing three games in a row twice in the season as well.
I know.
Like, who would have thought?
Insane.
Like, and then who would have thought, like, Geelong coming in against Sydney also earlier this year, won by 94 points. Who would have thought, like, it was going to be close?
Exactly.
Like,
I was about to say, they smashed them in the grand final last year. They then meet here, smash them by more, and then all of a sudden, the next time they meet, they draw. In fact, they should have lost 6-18.
No, that was, and then it's crazy to think they've had their first drawn against each other since South Melbourne days or whatever as well.
Yeah. This season is just throwing up a lot of. Yeah, Nick Martin's also been really good for us on the wing. Absolutely, I agree. The fact that he was overlooked in 4 drafts is insane to me.
Yeah, who would have? I didn't even know who he was until, like, obviously when he was doing that preseason game or whatever training, and you see he's like really good, and then you think, oh, this guy's going to be good.
Yeah, exactly. So, no, he has been a great pickup. Clarko would have been great. Yeah, he would have, Mike. Absolutely. Apparently, Sheedy said we didn't either. Sheedy is, with all due respect, a great Aussie rules figure, historical, etc. But, like, the game has gone past him now for sure. And there had to be a change. The fact that we hadn't spoken to Clarko up until the week before he chooses to go to North was a grave oversight by the club.
Yeah, that was never gonna. It wasn't gonna happen.
Yeah, they left it way too late. The people up there on the board, the leadership at the club was just wrong. I'm very happy with the fact that there's been a massive turnover, massive change.
Yeah.
And look, we didn't intend to get Brad. Obviously, we wanted Clarko, and we've sort of fallen into Brad's lap. But I'm not disappointed. I'm not. He shows so much passion.
No, you wouldn't be.
And, he's been good. North had a horrible list, in my opinion, for years, and yet made finals. He gets the best out of a mediocre list. If he had a good list, I'm worried with what he could do. Fingers crossed that we are that good list, double dummy.
Yeah, there was some guys that North should have after he left, Brad Scott, and then Reshaw took over. I think he delisted some guys that shouldn't have been, like Reshaw after Brad Scott left. He shouldn't have delisted, like McMillan was too young. He was still playing all right. And then you had Marley Williams got picked up for nothing, and he played really good for North. And then all of a sudden, new coach gets delisted and was looking really good. Was so many list changeover, and then I thought there's been some wrong decisions.
That's the problem with transitions between coaches. That tends to happen a lot, though. Jen. No one would have thought. Yeah, I know there was a lot of talk that Collingwood were flash in the pan. A lot of
it was like a Mickey Mouse run or whatever. Mickey Mouse run. You can't keep getting up by 1 point and 2 points. Absolutely. You were Collingwood's achievements last year. I didn't think this either. I thought they were going to be like 5th to 8th at the start of the year.
Right.
not like
No, I was
first.
so bullish. I was so bullish. Like when with these acquisitions, like I thought last year was a bit sus. I won't deny. I thought it's
Yep.
unsustainable to win so much. But then they added Mitchell, they added McStay, Bobby Hill, and Frampton. And the big two for me out of those two were Mitchell and Bobby Hill. And as soon
Yeah,
as I
I
saw
thought
they
Bobby
got
Hill
those
was
two
good.
guys, I thought, shit, Collingwood are going to be good this year. Like they're going to be even better. So I thought for sure they
I
were going
thought
to be
Bobby
top
Hill was a
six.
good. I knew Bobby Hill was going to be something good for sure.
Yeah, 100%. Like he's a gun, and he was exactly what Collingwood needed because I personally don't rate Ginnivan very highly, and I thought, oh great,
But
far out.
everyone,
They add Bobby Hill, who's going to kick Ginnivan out of the side, and they're
well,
going to
yeah.
have Jamie Elliott and Bobby Hill freaking
Oh,
having on
that's
a
been
show
good.
every week.
That has been good. Them two watching. I love watching their games, even though I don't, like to go to like games and stuff like that. But I still like every week I've nearly watched every game of theirs, pretty much.
Yeah. Their box office, they play really well. They're very clean when they need to be late in the game. I'm looking forward to their game against the Bulldogs at Marvel this week. That's going to be an absolute ripper. I wasn't the biggest like, oh, they've added McStay, big whoop. Like I don't rate McStay, and
No,
I
I
personally
never
think
did.
they might have overpaid for him. I just don't think McStay was great. Like nice to have. So I definitely thought the two main ones
Yeah, I thought
were,
those two as well.
Bobby Hill and Mitchell.
Yeah, I thought so too.
Yeah, sports nut. I doubted the Pies. Yeah, a lot of people doubted the Pies. No, not sure how many people would have bet on Pies being top of the ladder.
No.
They've been the benchmark. They really have been. And their win on the weekend just doubled down why these guys are so good. They
I
just
thought they were going to win by
dismantled.
100 points at one stage when they were 90 points to 10. I thought, here we go. They're just going to keep going and win it by over 100 points. And Gold Coast got back in, but I mean, they're not. Gold Coast, it's going to take them a long time to just even make finals at this rate.
Exactly. I love it. Dan McShark, the biggest fish of them all. You tell him, Jonas, Dan McShark. I don't like him either. Jen, it's hard for Ginny to get back in this. Yeah, exactly. Like as soon as you guys acquired Bobby Hill, immediately my first thought was, see you later, Guinea. Guinea's gone.
He's gone.
He's gone. And then he goes and gets himself suspended. And I'm thinking, oh, this guy might never play footy again for Collingwood because it would have to take like an injury for Jamie Elliott or something like that, or an injury to Bobby Hill for him to get back in because he's not.
That's what happened. That's what happened. That's what sort of happened. But then he was still sub as well.
Correct.
And then when Lipinski came back, he's still even further out as well.
Man, Pat Lipinski was such a pickup for him last year as well. He's an absolute gun. They got him for free. Like the Bulldogs have been so stupid with their trade. Like, losing Dunkley, losing Hunter, losing Lipinski. Like Bevo, there should be so much more pressure on Bevo because he has really underachieved with this list. Like the Bulldogs should have won so much more with their list, I feel.
I agree. And
one of the biggest disappointments of the modern era, I reckon, the Bulldogs. So tragic. One flash in the pan grand final back in 2016.
But they should have won. But they should have won like in 2021. They were looking so good to win that, and then you think, and then they can't. I don't know what to think. Like now, I don't know if they maybe in 2016 they overachieved, maybe as well.
Aaron Norton not good enough, says Tone. Is Jamara going to be up to it as well with his kicking?
I reckon Jamara will be. I think he will.
He should be. He should be. But Aaron Norton, how old's Aaron Norton now? You know what I mean? Like he's not a spring chicken anymore. He's not.
I think he's 24 25 or is he 24, 25? I think. He's 24, 25.
Aaron Norton is 23.
Oh, 23, so my age.
Maybe he is still pretty
He's
young.
my
You
age.
never know. Tone, he could still come on. You never know. He could still come on. He could still do really well. So, Jen, as you say, Markov also was a great pickup this year for you guys. He's athletic. He can run. He's got a good body on him. He had a really great side against his old side. Absolutely, it was a great mid-season selection for you guys. Congratulations.
No, he was in the preseason. He was like late.
Was he preseason or mid?
No, preseason pickup. He was one of the late ones. They were deciding between him and someone else. I forget who it was, but they picked Markov over him. I remember that. Yeah,
it was a good pickup. He has been very good. Jonas, 2 trades for the year. Cover is Mitchell, Chincotta, Chesser. 5 did not play. What do you guys have?
I have Sheldrick. As a cover.
This is Grandma's team. Grandma's got Sheldrick, Johnson, and Mitchell.
I've got pretty bad. I've got Marriage, Harrison, and Sheldrick at the moment. But I know I've got 4 trades, but I've just because I'm getting rid of Fife for my last upgrade this week because I had to obviously fix around, with my team how to fix.
Exactly.
Yeah, I fixed it up where I got Dawson in my mids.
Yeah.
And then I got rid of Marshall for Houston, obviously, which was because I was deciding between Houston and Doherty this week, and I thought, nah, I've been liking Houston for weeks, and I haven't got him in, so I thought, let's do it, and then now I got the choice: do I trade Saad or do I keep 3 trades and just go 5 to a Libba? I've got 4 choices. I want Libba, Neil, Track, or even I've looked at Chera. Looks pretty good lately. Could be a sneaky pod for me because he's averaged over 120 in the last, I think it's 6 or 7. Something like that. Yeah. And now he's 630. And because I like those 4 as an option, and I got to decide, do I do that, just do the 1 trade, keep a few cash, or do I trade Will Day or Saad and then go down to 2? And I can get 2. I think I was working out I can get 1 of those, and if I trade out Will Day, I can get like Luke Ryan as well.
But Luke Ryan, he's prone to role changes.
Or Doherty or whatever, someone like that.
I think you can go down to 2. I think you can go down to 2.
Okay,
It's not
2,
a problem.
Yeah.
I've got Mitchell, Ford, and I've even got Humphrey, Johnson. So I might get a final extra primo by doing a 1 down, 1 up of these 2, and then pushing Will Day to the bench and having an extra premium.
Yeah,
but
I wish I could
0
do
trades.
that.
So, but I'd have 0 trades left as a result. So that's probably something that I'm waiting for a few more weeks before I pull that trigger.
So it's 5 to. I think I'm going Libba.
So I've got 1, 2, 3. I've got four players covering. Jonas, Aaron Orton, sorry. Amos got what? Yeah, Giant Amos is a gun though. Let's be real. Giant Amos is a young be good superstar. I love him. I was hearing a lot of raving about him last year, and when he came in, he has some great traits about him. I'm looking forward to seeing how he develops. Double dummy. I didn't make 4 primo, 2 trades, relying on Mitchell, Rampy, Loop, and backline. Look, Mitchell's been doing well, especially without Sicily in the side. So good luck, double dummy. They picked him over Oscar Steen. Oscar Steen over him. Oscar Steen.
I forget who. Yeah.
Him, yes, Oscar Steen.
Yeah, I think that's right, yeah.
2022 preseason. Nothing much to him. Very well. Lukey, mate, 24.69 this week. Look, it's not too dissimilar to me. 24.83. We're in it together, Lukey. We're in it together, mate. Our premiums underperform. What can we do? Jen. But because of Charlie Dean's injury and was out for
Yeah,
the
that's
season.
right. Yeah, that's right. That's why Markov got. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's a good result then for him. That's a good. That's great for Collingwood. See, even from their misfortune, right? They're still able to salvage something great, and get a guy like Markov into the side. You know what I mean? Like Markov he's had a great year. What's his name? Is it Oleg Markov?
Yeah, Oleg.
Look at that stash, man.
Oh my god, that yeah, it's crazy.
Mate, that is just alpha stuff. You know what I mean? Like he's been great. He has been a sensational pickup for the Pies. They're role players. He's 27. You know, he's still a great age in the prime of his career. As you say, Tone as well. McCreary has been excellent. Their role players are just top notch. They're all
like
athletes.
Murphy, like how Murphy last year he was like playing forward. Was Murphy playing like forward or whatever? And then for some reason they changed him to a defender, and he's been pretty good as well.
He's been sensational for him. Oh, yeah. Ham and cheese. G'day, mate. Congratulations. Oh, mate, he's a Cats fan. Congratulations on getting out of jail on Friday night. Jeez, you guys dodged the bullet. If you want to come on and have a talk about that, the link is in the description. So please feel free to come on. Same thing to everybody else. The open invitation to anyone who wants to come on and have a chat.
We've been just going for like a million hours.
Yeah, I know, right? Luke, with regards to Markov, he was a preseason supplementary pick. Was him versus Steen. They picked Steen, then Charlie Dean was out for the year, and they also picked up Markov. Pretty good way to salvage that unfortunate injury. Look at that. It was pick one or the other, and guess what? Pero que no los dos, they got both of them in the end. So
yeah, they did, yeah.
It was pick one or the other, and they ended up getting both. So Collingwood are absolutely flying. Even when they have to pick one, they still get both. So congratulations to them. He's a 19-year-old ruckman, is Mr. Steen. So that could be really good because that way you won't. Mason Cox. How old is Mason Cox?
He's 30-something, isn't he? 32 or.
Yeah, 32. So he's not going to be around forever. So very smart to have picked up a 19-year-old ruckman in the back, so they can develop him in the back, and then eventually it will be Steen and Cameron. So very smart, very smart. But yeah, 100%. McCreary, congratulations on him. He hit a milestone, 50th game on the weekend that just went past. So a big congratulations to Beau McCreary. He is lightning. He's lightning quick, with speed, with strength to bust through tackles. So McCreary is a gun. I'd love to have him in my team. So I'd love any of Collingwood players to be in my team. Steen is a rock prospect. I've heard they've been really happy with him so far. More of a long-term one. Well, that's fine because Mason Cox is still doing wonderful things. He's not going to retire now. He's not going to try immediately. He's going to have some time to develop, and that's exactly what he needs. So it works well with the current team timeline, Lukey. Collingwood are just firing on all cylinders. Yes, Noble as well. Can't believe this guy was overlooked in 4 drafts. Unbelievable. Noble has been superb. He's been.
He was so good. Oh.
Wait, look at this. Let me pull up his stats. Suns versus Magpies.
Yeah, 29 or he had 30 disposals. Yeah, he was 5 marks, 3 tackles, and a goal.
A goal if you don't mind. At 86 efficiency, 83 time on ground. Like, you know what I mean? Like this guy, for free.
Who would have heard of him a few years ago? Like
nobody.
Yeah.
Noble would die for the club, literally. Exactly. It's heart and soul stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Congrats to them. Alrighty, guys. I think we'll wrap it up here because we're getting on bang on 2 hours now. So, and it's 10:59. So, Causa, thank you so much for coming on, mate, and talking about North all things footy. It's always great having on.
Yeah, because
having
I
you
always
on
can do that. I can do that for hours, like talk
yeah,
footy. Like.
exactly. if not for our late start of 9 o'clock on Sundays, but yeah, 100%. We love talking football. Love chatting with all you guys in the chat. And thank you to everybody who came on as well to have a chat. If you haven't already, please give us a like. Check us a like on the stream. Causa, mate, I know you do all the wonderful things for us, mate. Give us a subscribe if you haven't already, etc. Thank you guys for watching. We'll be back again tomorrow with our Monday night live stream at the more reasonable time of 7:30 as opposed to 9 o'clock like what we do here. So a massive thank you to you guys for giving us your Sunday nights to talk with us football.
All good.
Mate, double dummy. Thank you, Tone, on your mates. Kev, love ya. Jen, thank you as well. Lukey, you're giving me essays even as I'm saying goodbye. You're still giving me essays, mate. I'm not going to read it all, but he's giving you some love. See you guys. We'll see you in the next one.